Alright, so I purchased a Vevor truck bed rack. And what my idea is, to put the rack will go on there, about 20 inches high. And I'm going to put a pop-up tent on the top. Can't afford a camper, and I want to do some camping with just the truck. I don't want anything else being towed. So it's easy to go places and easy just to pull over and set up a tent. So this one is listed for it's 400 Canadian on Amazon. These are joiners. And those are the pieces that go between these side pieces. They'll go in here. And then there'll be pieces that go across the top, so it'll make a rack with three legs on it. So this one was listed as working with a 2014 to a newer Chevy GMC. Mine's a 2011, but I looked it up and there's not much difference in box rails, so theoretically this should work. So they'll give you a whole pile of bolts and nuts, and these are those pieces I was talking about that squeeze between the bed rail. They give you instructions, not much in the way of instructions really. That's the model 1104. That's what it's going to look like. Safety precautions, parts, and that's how those pieces they squeeze up. So we'll have to see. It's supposed to be a no drill option, but who knows. The long pieces go between the side pieces and the short pieces joined together, and it's adjustable. 44.7 to 56.9 long for a short box, obviously. It's supposed to fit a full-size truck. 49.2 to 67.9 wide. That's the width of the truck, and 20.5 inches high. It's pretty heavy duty. Like, this whole rack apparently weighs 101 pounds. This is the in-between piece. I'll just slide them like that. And then those bolts will go through here. But if you look at that, that's not quite an eighth, maybe. 3/32. It's supposed to be coated 2 times with a primer and an overcoat. So we'll see how she goes. All the parts appear to be here. Numbers matching numbers. So the reason I went with this is because it's cheaper. About the cheapest rack I could find. It would hold 900 pounds with the tent in my fat ass. And I had tried this Vevor sandblaster box and everything seemed to work well, and so I'm happy with it. So I figured I'd try some more Vevor stuff. They seems to be good value and cheaper prices. I didn't want to spend a fortune on this. I'm not getting into, this is not an Overland adventure thing. This is my adventure, the way I want to do it. So that's about as far as I'm going with Overland stuff, I guess you could call it. So we're going to see how this all goes together. I think the longer ones are for the box. All these 1 inch will be going on like so. With the nuts, they have a knurling here. I guess there's a lock, although I'll probably put blue Loctite on them just to make sure. And it says two for each one, like that. So that's pretty straightforward. And then the nuts, pretty simple. Just got to measure the distance that I need. Now if you're curious on the dimensions on this thing, 5 inches wide on top, and about 4 5/8 on side. So I have to go measure inside my truck box to see where these will fit. Right now I got a tonneau cover on there, which I'm gonna have to take off. This won't work with tonneau covers, although I might be able to work with it. We'll see. She seems a little naked without the tonneau cover. Never had the tonneau cover off. So that's gonna go on here. So somehow that's going to sit there. And I think that might be able to squeeze together in there. So I've got the back that sticks out here, which kind of precludes it from fitting there, maybe here. It only goes 69 inches. That length or the width anyways, and this is why I write it down, 56.9 long. So it's only going to fit about 53, around 53 long. You know, it would only go 3 more inches anyways in length. But it definitely won't work with the tonneau cover. Could try to go over top of it, but there'll be a big bulge in it. Once I get the rack on, then I'll be able to see exactly how the tonneau cover might fit. And I think these go in like that. So I think these are the pieces that hook in like that, and then the bolts go through and pinch it on there. So I just measured between the rails, this one and the other side, and it's 62 1/4 back here, 63 in the middle, 63 1/2 just before the pocket there. Oh, I didn't realize that these sides tapered like that. I don't know if that's normal or if I got an abnormal truck. So I'm gonna have to measure these all differently. So I might as well start with the front one. Well, that'll go 63 1/2. I got a 6mm Allen and a 14mm wrench. about 6 to 3.5 at the top here, and a little bit wider here, so that'll be forced in anyways. So that fits perfect. I don't think this is going to get high enough for the tent to go over the cab a bit. It might have to stick out the back a little bit because the tent is 7 feet long. So they count their 20.5 from here. I guess maybe if you're putting blocks under here or something, I don't know what else. From here to here is only 18. So it's quite a bit lower. And a bit of 3 feet in the back, so there, you're crawling. But that won't work that much either. No, it's probably gonna have to sit where it is. That goes on like that as we start working towards the back of the truck. And then the accessory pieces go on there and it works back. So I'll stick those on. So that's the center top piece. I'm not going to tighten up any of the joiners, including these side ones. That'll join to the middle. And even though there's 3 holes in here, it only shows using 2 bolts, and you can adjust that rack wherever you want. And I'm just going to put it in the center. So there's the front piece. And I'll just make up the other pieces, and then I'll put them on the truck one at a time, bolt them together for proper distances, and then I won't have to lift the whole damn thing in one shot. When I take it off one day, I'll have to lift it in one shot, but that's no problem. That's what that's for. That's going to probably have to be used for that tent too, because I think the tent is 150 pounds or more. Well, this one's the middle one. So it's going to have its pieces going in here, like so. All right, there's the front one and the middle one, ready to go up. And we'll wait and I'll do the third one. Only got one more to put together. Pretty straightforward, simple. Putting on, adjusting it on the truck might be a different story though. We'll see. Okay, so this is where the difficult part comes in. A second set of hands would be nice, but there's just me. So I'll figure something out. I don't need this. Thought I might need it, but they get held up by the sides. I don't know why I'm always on the wrong side. This crawling stuff. This is one of the reasons why I want the tent up where a ladder comes up to it. Because I can't do the stuff on the ground anymore. Not for long periods anyways. Only one way those things can go. Goes over top of these. So not bad, it's staying up there by itself. I can put some bolts in it now. I just got to figure out how much I can get out of the box. That would be pretty good if I could put it right there. Wouldn't be too bad. Start with the front one. Looks like it's going to be about 11 inches, so we'll see if those brackets will fit. Might have to use shorter bolts on the middle ones, yeah. Otherwise they'll hit the... I got quite a few. 12. And I don't need 12 of them left, so I think I can utilize a few, I think, if they'll fit. Reach. You can get the Loctite. I don't know if it's 243 still or if it's 244 or 245. You can get that on Amazon. Pretty simple. This one's a little different. I don't know why. Catches the top. I'm gonna have to hammer that up. Same thing here, just a slight just a slight bit bend it needs. So you get the idea how this is gone together now. Didn't have to drill any holes into the top here, which I didn't really want to. Just got a bolt, couple bolts here, a couple there, same thing on the top and the other side. And the tent is 84 inches, I believe, so it's going to fit just before the cab, and it's going to come right to the back of here, which is perfect. So I'll show you the finished product. Don't have the tent yet. Hopefully it'll come this week. Alright, so far the only manufacturing defect I've found is those holes do not line up. This is different than that. That's 1/2 inch. This is like 3/8. So it's out by 1/4 inch. So we're gonna have to figure something out for that. But so far that's the only thing I found. Everything else seems to be going together good. All the rest of the measurements are good. But this one does not want to cooperate. Holes back over here, so much as I don't want to drill that powder coating, I think I'm going to have to. I'm definitely not sending this thing back. Not for one hole. Alright, move the hole over with this thing. Works pretty good. Except now I'm going to have to put some paint on there before I put the bolts in. Alright, done. Doesn't look too bad. Should last, shouldn't have an issue with it. So I would be able to get the side rails on, but the roll itself, you wouldn't be able to roll it up with the way these bars lean in all the way. It would be a real pain in the ass. Probably could do it, but it's not worth it. Too much messing around. Okay, there's what the rack looks like when it's on there. Like I said, it's 2.5 inches shorter unless you do a different style and lift up, put a block under here, and then you'd have to definitely bolt through the top because the lip wouldn't hold. So that's the way it's going for me. So it's 18 inches high, and the tent will fit on top of there. It's got a couple of mounting rails underneath that lift it up a bit. Not very much though, maybe an inch. So it'll fit on there nicely.